welcome back to The Express at Ginger 62 in Vancouver. Tonight we've taken you inside an industry event called Be Seen. It's a red carpet event put on by a new production company that's all about shining a spotlight on local Vancouver talent. Here in Canada's Tinseltown, you don't need a reason to roll out the red carpet. Even so, Nathan Vitta and Chad Rook have a pretty good one.
We want to essentially give more opportunity to a lot of talent in Vancouver and in Canada.
Tonight's Be Seen red carpet event is the debutante ball for their new production company, Checkmate Films. You hear rumors that the industry here is it was booming and then it was kind of pulling back. How do you feel from the insider's perspective?
I agree. It's like I said, it's got its ups and downs, and it almost seems like it's selective as to who you are, what you're doing at the time, and I think that's where the down periods really come into hand when you're making your own work, you know.
So what are you going to cast me in?
What are you good at?
What are you going to audition for?
I don't know. I've always wanted to be just the girl that randomly screams in the house or something.
We'll give you a random screaming role.
I want to be a random screaming girl in a horror film. Of course, I'll be waiting in a long line of talent as experienced actress Raquel Riskin has already scored one of the leads in Checkmate's upcoming feature film, Hail Mary.
I did Supernatural, which was amazing. I don't know, I seem to get cast for sci-fi and horror stuff.
What does it say about you, Raquel?
That I'm a devious human. I don't know.
You can play the vixen.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I like getting into trouble, but not for real, so I can't really be in trouble for it.
Also, it's no secret that there's a lot of sci-fi and fantasy shot in Vancouver. Film and TV production in the province totaled $1.19 billion last year, thanks to shows like the cult drama Fringe. I admit that I used to watch Dawson's Creek.
I used to watch The Mighty Ducks, so it's really cool for me. Josh Jackson's really, really cool, and I've learned a lot from him just by chance of working and trial and error and stuff like that. I did an episode last season and ended up coming back for the new season. I've done 6 now, and it's pretty incredible.
One of the other ways to make it in this city, make it yourself. Like cabaret troupe The True Heroines, who have created their own multi-platform brand and world.
They're 50s housewives, and they're all our alter egos. We all have superpowers, and we also have a web series that's attached to the shows that we've been shooting.
That's amazing. Okay, you gotta tell me, what's your superpower?
Super speed.
I'm invisibility.
I see the future.
Super strength.
Oh, what would my superpower be?
Super sexy.
Oh, yes! Another platform? Cable TV. Besides our show and Urban Rush, there's also independent entertainment shows like On to Grind. Valentine and I had to laugh. Even though we're both on Shaw TV, this was our first time meeting. We should be on each other's shows. Oh, wait, okay. You are on my show right now. What do I need to do then to be On to Grind? I just want to keep saying it, On to Grind. Should I stop doing that when I say it?
No. keep doing your thing because you're still on the grind right now.
Yeah. Film and TV, there's a lot of hard work behind the glitz and glamour. For the independent productions, you're working hard for it, honey, and it may be a while until you see the money. Premiering this summer, Stockholders, are you excited or what?
We're hugely excited. I mean, it was an amazing ride, and we're both the stars. I'm the writer, he's a producer. It was a lot of fun.
Making the movie is only part of the story. You also have to know how to promote it.
We hope you check it out.
I want to make your point. See it in theaters soon.
Stockholders.
On the scene from the Be Seen red carpet in Vancouver, I'm Johanna Ward for The Express. The website is checkmatefilms.ca. Part of the proceeds from tonight's event are being donated to the BC Cancer Foundation. Also, the guys from Checkmate Films are using tonight to look for cast and crew for their upcoming feature film, Hail Mary. Now, one thing that we look for on The Express, everyday heroes. And we found a pretty amazing team who volunteers their time in Chilliwack.
I've wanted to be a firefighter since I was a kid growing up. I mean, what little boy doesn't want to ride around on a big red truck?
The Chilliwack River Valley Fire Department is made up of a group of 23 volunteers who spend approximately 200 hours a year serving the community.
Having to give up time when you don't necessarily want to, for example, Christmases or birthdays or special events, and you know, if the pager goes off and someone's in distress, we still need to come, and we put our lives on the sidelines for other people's well-being. But it's also pretty rewarding to give back to your community when you can save a life or save somebody's house or property and, you know, help them out. That's a pretty big thing too.
Besides having first aid training, a desire to help others, and some free time to spare, a good firefighter must also be able to keep a cool head.
I think you need to have a lot of patience, number one, and the ability to remain calm in some very stressful situations. You need to be able to portray that patience and calmness to the people that you're helping and the rest of your crew.
As first responders, firefighters have to be ready to tackle any kind of emergency at any given time.
We go from home or work or wherever you are, you come to the fire hall, come in, you get your gear on, and you get on the truck, and then you go to wherever that call might be.
The Chilliwack River Valley Fire Department is a tight-knit group. When they're not training or responding to an emergency, they enjoy spending their free time with one another.
The camaraderie with the members at the hall, it's like a second family when you're here, and everybody supports everyone. So it really goes well beyond the walls of the fire department.
If you think you have what it takes to be a volunteer firefighter, visit ChilliwackRiverValleyFireDepartment.com. For Shaw TV, I'm Corrin Skalbeck.
The Chilliwack River Valley Volunteer Fire Department responds to even the smallest emergency. Recently, a gentleman fell out of his wheelchair, and the volunteer firefighters were called in and were happy to help him out. You're watching The Express, and we've got more from the Be Seen Red Carpet event, and this coming up.
So it actually uses light from the sun to push something?
Yep.
Out of this world recreation. It's solar sailing at the Space Center. The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Ginger 62 for Checkmate Films' Be Seen Red Carpet event. Producers, directors, actors, filmmakers, musicians, the scene to be seen. And we've got details about a screening of the award-winning documentary, The Dark City, that's being put on by the H.R. MacMillan Space Center. That's coming up after we join them first for a little solar sailing.
Well, hello and welcome to the H.R. MacMillan Space Center for the Express. I'm Cam Cronin.
I'm Raminder Samra.
And today we are going to talk about sailing. Yes, many of you probably here in BC have experienced sailing before. It's a nice thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk about something called solar sailing.
Yep.
Now, what do you need to sail a boat here on Earth?
You need wind.
Wind?
And you need a sail.
And a sail.
Yeah.
And normally you're in the water.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, if we go into space, I know there's no water up there, right?
Yeah.
Right. And but is there wind?
There's solar wind.
Yeah.
But there's also just a lot of light from the sun.
Okay. So this is light sailing would be a better idea, a way to describe this. Mm-hmm. So it actually uses light from the sun to push something?
Yep. So you need a very light sail for this.
Okay. All right. So like aluminum foil. NASA in space right now has something called the NanoSail D, which is basically a test solar sail that they have had up in space, and it actually works really, really well. The future of solar sailing is actually quite bright because I guess it's using a
renewable source.
It's very lightweight, and what about the speeds?
You can accelerate at very high speeds. So you can imagine going to Pluto in just several months or just over a year or two.
Wow, okay. Now, before we get into exactly how the solar sail works, I would like to demonstrate something about the solar sail, and to do that I'm going to hurl objects at reminder. Over here we have a model of a solar sail. Basically the idea is you'd have a large reflective surface up in space. I mean, the closest thing that you could think of on Earth would be like aluminum foil. What you're looking for is something to reflect the sunlight. So what happens when sunlight hits something that's really shiny?
It reflects back, but the thing is, although light has fairly low energy, it does exert a little bit of a force.
So if I was out in the sunshine's hitting me, it is hitting me with some force?
Very little, but it is hitting you.
It's not going to push me over?
No.
No. So why does it work so well out in space?
Well, there's not much friction to push things to slow you down.
Okay.
Additionally, a solar sail is very large and very light.
I'm going to throw this at the solar sail and see if I can actually propel Reminder. I'm the sun, photon coming from the sun, hitting the solar sail, you're out in space. Let's see what happens. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Are you moving?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On Earth, you put fuel in a rocket, it burns that fuel up, and it gets out into space. Well, with the solar sail, because the sun keeps hitting it, it really can keep accelerating for its entire journey. You don't really have to worry about refueling it because it keeps using this fuel, a very Earth-friendly product, and space-friendly as well. We're not sending some weird radioactive material out into space. It's literally using the power of the sun. And in fact, in a lot of ways, this goes back to the way that explorers explored Earth in the first hand, right? Christopher Columbus, people used the power of wind to check out our planet, and now we can hopefully use the power of the sun, same sort of technology, to check out the rest of our solar system. Cool. Thanks for letting me throw that at you.
No problem.
For The Express, I'm Cam Cronin here at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center.
I'm Reminder Samra.
And happy space sailing.
The website is spacecenter.ca to find out about all of their upcoming spring break programs and the March 31st screening of the award-winning documentary, The City Dark, which chronicles the disappearance of darkness in our city and about how light pollution affects our planet. And for more things happening around Metro Vancouver, we've got the Spotlight. Richmond Multicultural Community Services hosts its third annual Diversity Dialogue Conference at Kwantlen Polytech University in Richmond. This one-day conference engages youth and adults in diversity issues through art, performance, and discussion. Join the City of Pitt Meadows to take fight against global warming. Beginning at Spirit Square, the community is encouraged to join together in a sing-along parade to encourage residents to turn off their power for the international event, Earth Hour. Hullabaloo is a poetry festival that gives youth a forum to find their voice and to dialogue with the public at large. 16 teams will be competing to claim the Hullabaloo crown in the second annual BC Youth Poetry Slam Championship at Rio Theatre. And also congratulations again to Chad and Nathan for their new production company, Checkmate Films. What do you think, guys? Good party? Yeah? Had fun? Okay, me too. Thanks to you also for watching The Express, only on Shaw TV. Do you think I can have a drink now?